Good afternoon. This is Dr. Malkin. Since we've had a few days with the start of the semester to kind of familiarize yourself with the syllabus as well as with the Canvas course shell, which is new to instructors and students this semester, I thought I would go ahead and just kind of give an overview of how to best use all the features of Canvas for our specific course this semester. So this is currently in student view. As an instructor, I have a different view of our course than you do. So sometimes if you ask me a question and I say that I have difficulty locating or seeing what you're seeing, it could be because it's only something that's being viewable or not being viewed in the student view. So for instance, if I upload a video and I can see it on my view, but students are having difficulty, I won't know unless students bring it to my attention. So please feel free to email me anytime that you think something's wrong with the course or if there's some sort of technical issue going on, and that way I can work with the IT on campus to help remedy that as quick as possible. So let's go ahead and just get started. You'll see over here on the left-hand side, we have home, syllabus, announcements, pages, modules, discussions, assignments, quizzes, conferences, chat, files, and grades. So for some of your other classes, they might be in different orders. You also might see more options available. It just depends on what specific class you're taking. But for our 206 class this spring, this is what the left-hand menu is going to look like. Now on the home screen, you're going to see recent activity. So this will bring attention to whether or not there's been announcements recently, assignment notifications and reminders, and whether or not there's current discussions going on in the course shell. So real quick, let's go to the syllabus tab. And here you'll see what Canvas calls a live syllabus, because all of the due dates that get inputted into Canvas then show up here in what they call a live syllabus. But always use the syllabus that is the actual document to notate in your planner or calendar when things are going to be due. Sometimes there is an issue and maybe a due date in Canvas is misunderstood or something's a little awry. Make sure that you're using the full document to note when due dates are. So anything that you see that's blue, that when you hover over it turns into a hand, that means it's hyperlinked. It's either linked to an outside website, it's either linked to a document, such as a Word document or an Excel file. It might be a PDF document or a set of PowerPoints. So always see whether or not there is something linked in one of these pages, and that's something different than what we had with Blackboard. So let's go ahead to announcements. Here you'll see the two announcements that I've posted so far, one about scheduling the optional weekly chats, and then the other as a reminder of the syllabi quizzes and the student authentication. Next we'll go down to pages. Pages is something a little different. We didn't have something similar in Blackboard, so this is new for instructors and for students. These tend to be more universal or kind of general resource pages for the students. So here you'll see student authentication videos. I made a page that documents exactly what's in the syllabus about the student authentication videos and requirement. But what's really neat is this hyperlink right here. You click that, and that brings you to the assignments tab. So within Canvas, you're able to link things in multiple different areas of the course, which is really, really nice. So here, you could have clicked in the pages, and it brought you to the assignment, and you can submit the video that you're planning to use for your student authentication. And as a reminder, there's many different ways that you can fulfill this student authentication video. If you have a YouTube channel, you can do your video and upload it to that YouTube channel and send me the URL. You also can just upload the video from your phone or from your computer, and you can use a media recording or a file upload, whatever works best for whatever device you're using. Or we can set up a Skype, Google+, or Canvas chat, and I'll show you how we're going to do those chats here in a second. So let's go back to the pages. The next page is our 206 Facebook page, and here again is a link to the outside URL. And that is what our Facebook page looks like. So you can go ahead and bookmark it so that way you don't need to keep going back to that page in order to click the hyperlink. Next, this is probably the page that you're going to use most often, and this is the General Resources and APA Resources page that I made. And you can see that there are many hyperlinks available. So for the general resources, I've given you study tips, I've given you a plagiarism tutorial. Of course, you can always email me with any questions. However, if you just wanted a quick reference, this can answer any and all plagiarism questions you might have, and you can use it for other courses as well. It's a very general plagiarism tutorial. Here is the hyperlink to the MUW library, something that you also should bookmark so you can easily access it. Something else I wanted to give you is the undergraduate bulletin. A lot of new and incoming students aren't familiar with this wonderful resource that we have on the MUW website. So here we have a listing of all the degree programs that MUW has to offer. So for instance, if you wanted to go to the psychology major, you click there, and there are all of the required classes that you need to take in order to fulfill a degree in psychology. So you can see how it's all broken down. You also can click a class and it will tell you how many credits it's worth and if there's any sort of prerequisites that are required. So for the Psych 304 abnormal psychology class, you see that 101, which is general psychology, and 201, which is introduction to APA style, are both prerequisites for the 304 course. So that's something that's very, very nice to refer to as you're preparing for graduation or different academic years. The next one's MUW Banner, and so this is another page that you should bookmark. This lets you add and drop classes, register for different things, look up your grades at midterm and final exam. It also allows you to look up your financial aid assistance and a lot of other crucial things that you need to know as a student. Here's the Using PsycInfo handout, which is a really nice reference for researching in that database that you can get at the MUW library. So please review those. Now here are the Canvas specific resources. We have the Respondus Lockdown Browser video tutorial and the Respondus Lockdown Browser installation instructions. So let me give you a little bit of idea of what the Respondus Lockdown Browser is. So that is a new program that almost all of the instructors at MUW are using for quizzes and exams. So what it does is you're going to install this once and only once, and you will use it for all of your quizzes and exams. You will connect through that browser into your Canvas shell for that specific quiz or exam. And what it does, if you were to navigate away from that quiz or exam, it locks you out of the quiz. So whatever you've earned at that point, whether you've answered 2 questions, 5 questions, or 7 questions, that's it. It locks you out and it notifies the instructor. So if you're taking a quiz or an exam and you decide to go surf on Google or Facebook or Instagram, it's going to immediately lock you out. So please keep that in mind. This is something the instructors are taking very seriously as it helps to limit cheating, especially in online classes. So please take a look at both of those. Those are going to be very helpful. And here's the Canvas student guide, and this can assist you with any quick questions that you have on how to access something or if something's not working right. You're also always welcome to email me through Canvas or through the My Apps email, whichever means is easier for you. So that's another quick reference. Here we have the MindTap resources, and this is something that's specific to our class. MindTap is an access code that you should have requested with your textbook. And you can still get that at the MUW bookstore. So MindTap allows for quizzes, chapter summaries, PowerPoints, and a multitude of other resources that you have at your fingertips that can help you be successful in this course, but it does require that additional access code, and I'll show you how to get to that in just a second. The other really crucial part of this resources page is the APA resources. Here I give you an online reference guide known as the Purdue Online Writing Lab, and it's really wonderful. It's got these quick reference tabs right here, how to do your title page. It gives you examples, and it's very, very helpful if you're doing APA style in this class or any other class. You can also see that I've actually made templates for you. So these are templates that I've personally made in order to help students get more familiar with APA formatting. But please make sure that you delete the unnecessary information in these templates. So if you have a question on whether or not something should be included, please email me. I'm happy to review that with you. Here's just a brief PDF that I found that's a wonderful resource on why and how to write an APA. A lot of students question why is it so important, and that is just the writing style of the field of psychology and social science. So it's something to really be familiar with. So let's go ahead and navigate to the modules. Modules is very similar to the content folders that we had in Blackboard. So you should be fairly familiar with the organization of that. And instructors create their own modules. So here I have a module for just the syllabus. You can click right there and it will take you and upload the syllabus for the course. Here I have a module for the projects. You see them listed, and then you see the due dates right here along with the point value associated with that project. So for instance, let's click this project and it'll take you. I've put a description in, and then also it's very important to note I have a hyperlink to the actual project document here that will list this again as well as the rubric. And then again you see the rubric here, the breakdown of the point formatting into a nice little table reference. And you should have noticed that we jumped from modules to assignments when we clicked that, because the project is an assignment. So that's one of those things that's cross-linked throughout the Canvas shells. And that's a nice feature of Canvas, is that things are available in multiple different areas of the Canvas shell. So let's go back to modules. Here's the additional reading that you should have seen in the syllabus, and that's later on in the class. And I've divvied up these modules into chapters. So you'll see it's very easy to click and minimize or maximize the module. So if you just kind of want to minimize everything, we haven't gotten to chapter 7 yet, going to minimize it so I don't have to worry about it, you can go ahead and do that. So here, let's go ahead and say we want to access the chapter 1 chapter summary. That's going to bring you to this, and then you're going to click that window right there, and it's going to bring you to an external URL. And here it is Cengage, which is the company that produces the MindTap access feature. You're going to put your email in, your password after you create an account, and then you're going to use the access code that you purchased to access that MindTap information. You should only have to provide your access code once, because it'll be linked and associated with your account, and you should be able to access those MindTap features from there. So let's go back, and you'll see that we have all of the chapters noted in different modules. So let me know if you have any trouble with that. Here in the discussions feature is where you'll see the TED Talk forums, which are listed in the syllabus, and you'll see the due dates and when they're going to become available. You'll also see any open discussions, for instance, the introduction to the class that we have. So any discussions that we have will be posted in there. Assignments is a really nice feature. It has all of the various assignments listed in chronological order of due date, as well as the points associated with it, and when they're going to become available to you as the student. Okay? Moving right along, you'll see quizzes. Taking a moment to download. Okay, there we go. You'll see the syllabus quiz and all of the other quizzes that you'll be responsible for this semester, again with the due dates, the point values, and the number of questions associated with them. So the conferences feature is something as you as a student will not have access to. So this is what you'll see if you were to click the conferences feature. I, as the instructor, have to initiate a conference. So I'm going to leave the student view for a moment so you can see what the conferences look like. Let's say if I were to make a conference, this is what the process I would go through. It's also known as the big blue button. I can notate and schedule how long the duration is going to be, whether or not there's going to be a time limit, most likely not. So I'm not going to invite any of you guys right now, because as you can see, this is just for practice to give you some familiarity. There'll all of a sudden be a conference there, and you'll be able to enter it. So if I were to create a conference, let's say with everybody who wants assistance with Project 1, you've contacted me and now you want to look at something with me. So here I can share my desktop with you, so we can look at the same document together and make real-time edits to it. We can video as well as just audio chat, so that's a really nice feature, and this is also most likely where we'll be doing any sort of weekly chats or study sessions or video chats, is we can get in here and we can actually see everybody in the class if they enable their webcam. So this is a really, really nice feature that engages and also makes the class very interactive so that the other students can see each other, which I know can be a downside of online classes sometimes. So there's also a whiteboard feature. So you as the student, me as the instructor, we can write on here, which is a really neat feature. So this is conferencing. So we can look at a document together, for instance, Google Docs, and we can in real time make edits to it and work on a project together, or we can use this kind of just as a meeting group and a meeting place. So let's go ahead and exit out of that. I'm going to delete that. And give me 1 second. I have to get back into the student view so that you can see what you're actually going to see. Okay, so that's the conferences feature. The chat feature is also a very nice feature. This I don't need to initiate. So here, it's real-time chatting, just like instant messaging, Facebook chat. It's very, very similar. So here we can do just general quick chats, my virtual office hours. I'll log into here and be available for just quick chats, and anybody who joins in can see the responses. So here we could do personal chats, but just between me and maybe 1 or 2 other students, or we could do a group chat. So it's a really, really nice feature of Canvas. The Files tab, this is going to show you all the files that have been uploaded to Canvas. And then here's where you'll see grades. So you as a student, as you complete these different assignments, will see a score and the total points available for that specific assignment, and it will calculate it for you. Now, the last page of the syllabus that I've provided you has just kind of a paper and pencil. You can jot down what your grades are and track it yourself if you'd prefer not to check Canvas often for that. So that's just kind of a general brief overview of our Canvas shell. So please let me know if you have any questions, any hesitation at all. I'm going to be trying to do some audio lectures on the PowerPoint presentations. There's some issues right now with Canvas and the file size, so as soon as I remedy that, I'll be uploading those, so just be patient with me. But if you ever have questions, concerns, you just want to chit chat with me, questions about life, careers, please do not hesitate to get in touch with me. So let me know if you have any other questions at all, but otherwise, that's our Canvas shell.